Hey, so welcome back to my copyrighted and very specifically owned by me series where I rank movies. Yes, it's mine, no one else does it. So when it comes to the DCEU, or whatever the hell it's called, I'm kind of a fan, and as being kind of a fan, I've seen them all, obviously. I think I own all of them except for the second Wonder Woman. Yet I'll probably buy it even though I didn't really like it that much at all. But hey, whatever. It's time to rank the DCEU. And yeah, just so you know, just so you kind of catch up to speed, I'm kind of a fan of them. I like them all enough. They're kind of fun. But I think there is a fundamental problem with just about every single one of them, barring maybe the top few spots. So let's get to it. Let's find out what I think, shall we? I already know what I think, but you're going to find out what I think. So let's get to it. So, number 10 is Suicide Squad. Yeah, so we all kind of know that Suicide Squad ain't a great film. Kind of a mess. Kind of doesn't really know what the hell it's doing with all of its characters and everything. But I remember the first time seeing it, I had fun with it and I was kind of forgiving. I went easy on it. It was the first review I ever put up on YouTube and I was scared to say something bad about a superhero film, which is funny now because a lot of people say bad things about superhero films. But yeah, I wanted to be like the superhero fanboy a bit when I started out. And so yeah, I wanted to just praise the shit out of it. And look, I did like it, but I've rewatched it and it's kind of hard to sit through. It's just not, it just doesn't connect with you. There's nothing there on an emotional level. You don't really know the characters very well. They are so one-layered and it just wasn't super handled well. It's a shame. Alright, next up, number 9 is Wonder Woman 1984. Ugh, I really don't like Wonder Woman 1984. It's way too long. It makes some strange decisions, like when it comes to Steve Trevor and how he comes back and everything, and just a whole lot of things like that. A lot of weird things. The action looks terrible when she's kind of running on the spot and she's just waving her arms around a lot. It looks ridiculous, it's obviously green screen. Easily the worst action in any of these films, to be honest, which is a shame because I don't think the first one was like that. The first one was fairly good. I'll get to that a bit later, but yeah, no, this sequel sucked and it was way too long and it was just criminally boring. That is the worst thing that a movie can be, particularly a fucking superhero movie. Superhero movie should not be boring. But I do love the villain, I have to say. The fucking Wishmaster villain guy. Yeah, nah, I'm all for that. Alright, next up is Shazam. 8 is Shazam. Look, I know a lot of people actually like this one quite a bit, so you're probably surprised to see this one so high up. I like it okay, but it just felt very childish to me, as opposed to all of the other DC films. I guess because the main character is a kid. I don't know. I had fun with it as well, like all of these films. I kind of had fun with them, except for maybe Wonder Woman 1984, to be honest. I didn't really have fun with that. So number 7 is Justice League, the original Justice League. What can I say about the original Justice League that hasn't already been said? Steppenwolf is a nothing character. You don't know why he's there. You don't care why he's there. Looks like a PS2 character, like everyone kind of says. The whole climax with the red sky and everything. I don't know. Justice League is fine. I don't hate it as much as everybody else does, but I certainly don't love it. Then, if we're counting it, number 6 next up is the Snyder Cut. No, I don't think this is a 10 out of 10 film. I don't think it's super perfect. I don't think it's that different from Justice League. It is. I know it is. I know they add a lot to it. I know that it is a lot better. It is a better film. But it's also 4 hours, and it's also not that different a film. There are a lot of additions, but the actual identity, the core of it, it's still there. I think what I didn't like about the original Justice League is quite different to what apparently everybody else didn't like, because a lot of people from the reviews and everything that I've been reading the last few days have been praising this new one for being such an improvement. And I get it. I get that it is an improvement. It definitely adds a lot of stuff that was missing. We needed to know some of this information, particularly when it came to Cyborg, and even Steppenwolf himself became a better villain through the Snyder Cut. And it's fun, and they add good stuff to it. I like it. but I don't think it's that different. I think it's pretty much the same movie. It's more of a director's / extended cut of the Justice League than it feels like a completely new thing, at least to me. I like it, but I don't love it. Let's get to the next one. Alright, so number 5 is Aquaman. Aquaman is dumb fun. I don't have much to say about it, but he punches a dude and then like an electric guitar solo thing will play and it'll just be stupid and great. And I like it. James Wan, I can't believe, directed this film after doing fucking Insidious and The Conjuring and the original Saw. He went on to do Aquaman. I never saw that coming. It does have great action, particularly that kind of semi one take going on the rooftops and everything. That part is really fun, and some good fight sequences all throughout and everything, and the fucking giant massive battle underwater with all the sea creatures and stuff. Like, it's just absurd, this movie. I kind of can't believe they made it. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. But it's fun, and yeah, this is probably maybe the funnest of the films, apart from my number 1. Number 4 is the original Wonder Woman. I don't love Wonder Woman as much as everybody else. I think it's a good film. I think it is one of the best, but the ending really gets to me. I hate the ending. Wonder Woman's ending decides to just be like, nah, fuck the morals, fuck the lessons that we learnt, where man sometimes is just bad and bad things happen and you can't do much about it and it sucks, and just punching a dude isn't gonna save the day this time, Wonder Woman. Because it actually will, because they decide, nah, there's a bad guy and he's the one creating all this conflict. And it really dumps itself down and I hate it. And it ruins the film for me, to be honest. Like, I think it is actually a great film for... How long does the movie go for? 2 hours? Let's say it's good for an hour and a half. That last half hour or so, giant dumb battle, giant dumb villain. It's frustrating to no end, but it is a good film. That ending doesn't completely take away from what the rest of the film had done, and I do think what the rest of the film had done is great. So it's my number 4. Okay, so number 3 is Batman vs Superman. I know a lot of people don't like this one. I'm not counting the what's it called? Ultimate Edition, the extended cut thing, as a separate film, like I am with the Snyder Cut, because it's not different enough. Arguably, the Snyder Cut isn't different enough if you ask some people, but whatever. Batman vs Superman is a film that I do like. I think it is mainly well done. I don't think the Martha scene is as bad as everybody says it is. I think some people thought it was dumb, and it is dumb, but it kind of got on to being more of a meme. Like, I don't know. I do think it's dumb, but I don't think it's as dumb as the internet makes it out to be. You kind of get what's going on and why he's saying that and shit. It's not particularly realistic, but it is Batman vs Superman, so it doesn't necessarily need to be, if you ask me. Anyway, this movie is fucking beautiful. This is the best looking film in the DCEU, if you ask me. Batman's suit, beautiful. Superman, what a man. Just everything looks fucking amazing in this movie. I really like the look of it. Yeah, like a lot of the DC movies, it's a little bit too long. Like a lot of the DC movies, it's lacking in emotion a little bit more than I'd like it to. But it's Batman vs Superman. You know, it's a good time. I don't know. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people fucking love it. This is probably the most divisive of these films. I sit somewhere on the fence, but more closer to the liking itself. Okay, so number 2, Man of Steel. Man of Steel is underrated as fuck. I enjoy the hell out of Man of Steel. Even the little prologue thing, the half-hour thing, that I like quite a lot. Maybe it's not half an hour. However long the prologue thing goes for. I'm a fan of that. I think it's really cool. I like Zod. I think he's a good villain, to be honest. I can see where he's coming from. And sometimes I even think like, yeah, man, I mean, you want to save your planet. Like, I get that. He doesn't just seem like a one-dimensional wants to destroy the world. Even if he kind of is that, there's kind of an added layer because he wants to help his planet. And doesn't really give a fuck about Earth and whatever. And that makes sense for that character. And kind of Man of Steel, if you're looking at it from Zod's point of view, Superman's kind of a villain to his plot. And that is what makes a great villain. And I think that's what really makes this film actually pretty good. As for Superman himself, you know, I guess Clark Kent probably didn't have to run into a tornado and all that kind of stuff. But I do like it. I like seeing him kind of grow up and learn to be this hero and learn to be just a human guy and everything. I do think, again, like all of these films, it kind of lacks a little bit in emotion. He's a bit too brooding. He's a bit too, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But overall, I do think that this is a fantastic film. And people who say it's not that good, you're crazy. Alright, number 1 is Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey is fun as fuck. I have no issues with Birds of Prey at all. I love it. People who don't like it, get out of here. Birds of Prey is easily the most rewatchable film for me, even though I haven't rewatched it yet. But I will. I plan to. It's simplistic in its plot. It doesn't try and get too, complicated with the character motivations and stuff. It's just, you get it. You get what Harley Quinn is there to do. It's not exactly a Birds of Prey film, I suppose, but I don't really have a problem with that. I really like what they did with the character of Harley Quinn in this film. She's so much better than she was in Suicide Squad. In Suicide Squad, I hated her, and I didn't like the casting of Margot Robbie. I didn't get what they were doing. I was just not a fan of any of that stuff. It was all pervy and sexist and everything. Lots of sexualized shots and stuff. But with Birds of Prey, they fix the fuck out of that. And she just becomes a sympathetic, funny, great character who you actually care for. They do a really good job with Harley Quinn in this film. And I actually think it did the DCEU a big favor in showing where they can head. I want to see more films like Birds of Prey from this franchise. Can we please do that? It's actually emotional. It's funny. And it actually has like a genuinely interesting plot. Like, it's not the most original thing, but I kind of like it. The villain is pretty good. What's his name? Black Mask? That's his name, right? I'm so bad with character names sometimes. Anyway, I think he's a good character. I think they're pretty much all good characters. And the shot of Harley Quinn crying because she lost her sandwich, tragic. Tragic. The most tragic thing in the DCEU. And that is my ranking. If you disagree, remember that you were wrong. I'm joking. I'm probably wrong. I don't know. Let me know if you think so, or if you agree and whatever. Do those things. Do all the things. The other things that they do, the YouTuber things. You know what they are. Alright, I'm gonna get out of here and watch some MCU films because I like those more. Or maybe you rewatch Birds of Prey. It's good. I love it. Bye.